Jessica Valenti, Abortion, Our Bodies, Their Lies, and the Truths We Use to Win. In Abortion, Our Bodies, Their Lies, and the Truths We Use to Win, Jessica Valenti unravels the complex and emotionally charged landscape of abortion rights, emphasizing it not as a fraught personal choice but as a fundamental liberty. This book delves into the robust arguments surrounding the morality, safety, and necessity of abortion, combating prevalent myths that obscure public perception and legislative policies. Readers will explore the societal and economic implications of limited reproductive rights, exposing the deep-seated political maneuvers that jeopardize abortion access and, by extension, democracy itself. Valenti's narrative fervently argues for framing abortion as a universal healthcare right, backed by overwhelming public support, while highlighting ongoing threats to both abortion and contraceptive accessibility. Through clear-eyed analysis and compelling data, this book aims to equip readers with the clarity and conviction necessary to engage in this critical debate.
The positive power of choice. Shying away from confident messaging has hurt pro-choice efforts and has relinquished the moral narrative to anti-abortion proponents. Let's clarify. Compelling someone to continue an unwanted pregnancy is not only dangerous but also inherently cruel. Demanding proof of rape for accessing care demeans and dehumanizes, compelling those in tragic situations to bear dead or dying fetuses and forcing minors to give birth is unequivocally unjust. Advocates of such policies cannot lay claim to moral superiority. The argument extends beyond acknowledging forced birth as harmful. It's crucial to recognize abortion as a fundamentally positive right. Abortion affirms human dignity, especially for women. Dismissing this essential right under the guise of fetal personhood allows the well-being of mere cells to trump that of actual people, thereby negating women's personhood. Abortion is both safe and commonplace, with statistics showing its broad acceptance and low regret rates. Almost 1/4 of American women will experience an abortion, a process far safer than many routine medical procedures, such as removing wisdom teeth. Advancements in medical science, including abortion pills, have made these procedures even more accessible and secure. Contrary to claims by anti-abortionists that it halts potential, abortion unlocks possibilities. The hypothetical achievements of an unborn fetus, such as curing cancer, overlook the countless contributions a woman can make when free from forced motherhood. This includes pursuing careers, innovating, contributing to society, and forming families by choice. Abortion is not only a matter of personal freedom but also of socio-economic and health significance. The Turnaway study illustrates the profound impacts on women denied abortions. They suffer more from abusive relationships, severe health issues, anxiety, and poverty. Denying access quadruples a woman's chance of living in poverty, limiting opportunities for herself and her family. Thus, abortion isn't steeped in ethical ambiguity but rather presents a resounding moral, social, and economic good. Recognizing this truth reshapes the conversation, emphasizing that abortion is a vital right that underscores human dignity, health, and potential. The truth about abortion. Contrary to popular belief, the abortion debate in America is far less divided than it appears. A significant majority of the population supports access to abortion, and that support has only strengthened since the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Statistics reveal that 85% of voters believe abortion should be legal in varying circumstances, and 70% advocate for the legality of abortion medication. Importantly, over 80% think abortion decisions should rest between a pregnant person and their physician, free from legal constraints. Moreover, more than half of the voters, including a substantial fraction of Republicans, support the legality of abortion under any condition. Voting patterns show a rising endorsement for abortion throughout pregnancy stages. The approval for second trimester abortions increased from 28% in 2018 to 37% by 2024, with third trimester support climbing from 13% to 22% within the same timeframe. So, why does the perception of a divisive national split continue? This misleading notion is crafted and propagated by anti-abortion lobbyists who invest heavily in sowing seeds of division. They manipulate the narrative to portray the country as sharply divided, dampening advocacy for abortion rights. Moreover, the media often unintentionally perpetuates this myth by striving for perceived neutrality, providing equal platform and significance to both pro- and anti-abortion perspectives. This approach, however, obscures the reality: the majority supports the right to choose. Understanding this widespread support highlights that Republican-led abortion restrictions aren't reflective of popular opinion. These laws emerge as an affront to democratic principles, pushed by a minority of political figures and lobbyists intent on imposing their views over the will of the people. Silent assault on contraception. Contrary to the assumption that abortion bans won't affect birth control access, a covert battle against contraceptives is already in motion. The anti-abortion movement has begun labeling contraceptives like the pill and IUDs as abortifacients because they prevent pregnancy by making the body less hospitable to it. If preventing pregnancy is equated with abortion, then a wide array of contraceptives, from the morning-after pill to condoms, falls under scrutiny. It's not just speculation, this movement is actively challenging birth control access and redefining these vital healthcare options. Since the overturning of Roe, Republican lawmakers and lobbyists have discreetly targeted contraception. Realizing the public's strong support for birth control, their approach is strategic rather than blatant. They focus on two main tactics: cutting off access and redefining contraceptives. Access is systematically being restricted by state laws. Insurers, influenced by these laws, can now deny coverage for certain contraceptives. Additionally, some pharmacists are permitted to refuse stocking these essential supplies. In some states, reproductive health centers are being replaced with pregnancy crisis centers, which do not provide birth control, making it exceedingly difficult for individuals to find or afford contraceptives, regardless of their legal status. Moreover, Republicans are redefining contraceptives. By asserting that pregnancy begins at fertilization, they argue that methods like IUDs and the morning-after pill, which prevent implantation of a fertilized egg, are abortifacients. This perspective gained legal traction in the 2014 Hobby Lobby case, where the Supreme Court upheld that the chain's insurance could exclude contraception coverage, claiming these methods terminate pregnancies. By redefining key contraceptives as equivalent to abortion, lawmakers circumvent the need for direct legislation against birth control. Employing these subtle yet effective strategies, conservative policymakers manage to curtail access to contraception without outright bans, sidestepping potential backlash. These underhanded tactics ensure that Americans face increasing challenges in accessing reproductive healthcare, all under the guise of preserving life. Illusion of abortion exceptions. Conservatives are aware that the public perception of abortion issues often works against them. This is why, despite crafting legislation to restrict reproductive rights, they make sure to highlight exceptions in abortion bans, supposedly allowing abortions in cases of rape, incest, life-threatening conditions, or non-viable pregnancies. However, the reality reveals a starkly different picture, as these exceptions are designed to be nearly impossible to execute. In Mississippi, despite allowing abortions in cases of rape or incest on paper, investigative reporters in 2022 could find no doctors willing to perform such procedures. In Texas, Kate Cox's tragic story unfolded as she had to leave the state to terminate a non-viable pregnancy afflicted with trisomy 18, after arduous legal battles. Another Texan, Amanda Zarofsky, suffered septic shock waiting for medical intervention for her non-viable pregnancy, highlighting the impracticality in peril of so-called exceptions. Policymakers often embed these exceptions within layers of bureaucratic and legal hurdles. Consider the stipulation for rape and incest victims, many of whom are reluctant to report due to stigma and mistrust of the justice system, forcing them to involve law enforcement before accessing abortions. Some propagate false beliefs that the female body can prevent pregnancy in cases of rape, in sharp contrast to a 2024 study that reported 65,000 pregnancies resulting from rape in states with post-Dobbs abortion restrictions. Exceptions for non-viable pregnancies are equally labyrinthine. For instance, North Carolina demands that such cases be uniformly diagnosable, a criterion applicable to only a few fatal fetal conditions. Many states narrowly define a non-viable pregnancy as one where the baby dies during or shortly after birth, sometimes merely hours apart, a grim irony when survival beyond 48 hours may render a pregnancy viable. Threats to the mother's health also face alarming barriers. Tennessee, after Roe's overturn, only introduced life-saving exceptions after requiring doctors to first break the law, hoping to justify the necessity afterward. Even with newly adopted measures, stories of denied abortions are rife, involving cases of cancer, life-threatening fetal anomalies like anencephaly, and other severe health risks, but ones not resulting in immediate danger. These supposed exceptions, complex and restrictive, serve more to placate critics than to provide feasible options for those who need them. Despite being enshrined in legal texts, they rarely translate into real-world application, leaving numerous individuals stranded in perilous circumstances. Trust and freedom. In a world where abortion rights are under siege, stories emerge spotlighting the grave consequences of restrictive laws. Dr. Caitlin Bernard shares a harrowing tale of a 10-year-old rape victim forced to travel out of state for an abortion after Roe's reversal. Such situations are unconscionable. No child, no rape survivor should endure this burden. The horrors extend further, denying care to those whose pregnancies pose fatal risks, leading to paralysis, septic shock, or potential infertility, or forcing individuals to bear children they cannot support. At the heart of this issue is a fundamental human right: everyone should have access to abortion. This right isn't just for the most extreme cases, it's a basic aspect of health care and personal freedom. Compromising by granting abortions only selectively undermines the fight. Victory lies in advocating for abortion as universally accessible. This battle is deeply tied to past struggles, highlighted by the tragic murder of Dr. George Tiller in 2009. Tiller, a passionate abortion provider, was killed for defending women's rights. His legacy endures in his message, "Trust women." It's a simple yet profoundly powerful directive. Trust those experiencing pregnancy, recognizing it as a deeply personal journey. Build a culture that respects and supports people, irrespective of how their pregnancy stories unfold. Nothing less is acceptable. Navigating abortion access. To securely navigate abortion services, connect with trusted providers like Abortion Finder, I Need an A, and Planned Parenthood. For expert medical guidance, the Miscarriage and Abortion Hotline offers support. Understanding local reproductive laws is essential, and the Center for Reproductive Rights is your go-to for state-specific information. If legal advice is needed, patients and practitioners can consult the If, When, How Repro Legal Hotline. Engaging with abortion rights activism is also crucial, with organizations like Pregnancy Justice, Sister Song, and We Testify offering valuable resources and support for informed advocacy.
Jessica Valenti's book equips readers with a nuanced understanding of the abortion debate, reframing it from a controversial dilemma to an essential, rights-based issue. By highlighting compelling statistics and real-life stories, Valenti paints a stark picture of the economic and health benefits of unrestricted abortion access, contrasting it sharply with the detrimental impacts of current legislative measures. Through this exploration, the central message emerges: abortion is not only a personal choice but an imperative societal good, bolstered by widespread public support. The narrative challenges us to reject concessions and advocate unwaveringly for comprehensive reproductive rights. As the book concludes, Valenti reiterates that trusting women and recognizing their autonomy is paramount to fostering a society that respects individual choices and freedoms, urging readers to support and demand these rights not just for exceptional cases, but as a universal tenet of healthcare and human dignity.